Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and I'm doing my challenge team post for Bramble Fox. And this is the challenge this month. It's stitch in time, and you can hand stitch, machine stitch, or faux stitch. And if you know me, you know I'm gonna faux stitch because I don't, I don't get along well with needles, and my last sewing machine is just kind of a nightmare. So I'm going to do a page that has lots of Bramble Fox goodies on it, and I'm going to stitch with this set from Stampers Anonymous. It's Tim Holtz. And I'm going to use this one up above the photo, this one below, and maybe in the corners. And we'll see how that works out. I'm also going to use a stencil from Bramble Fox. I forget the name of it. It came in my Foxbox Plus for January. And I'm using a title from Bramble Fox. It says Write Your Own Story, that also came in the January Foxbox. So the photo I'm using is one of John and me in, I believe it was 1997, at my brother's wedding. And I didn't know the photo existed. My cousin sent it to me in a Christmas card. So thank you, Susan. And I'm going to, let me put everything out of the way. Also to tell you that I've got my, well, let me try this. I've got my laptop up on a box, on another box, 2 boxes, and I want to see if that gives you a better or worse view of what I'm working on. So this is my page, and I think you can see most of it. So we'll see it. I figure if I put it up on boxes, it'll and then bend it down, it'll look sort of like a it'll be more of an overhead view. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so I have a background sheet of texty paper from the paper pad that went with, I believe it's Where to Next. And I have marked where my photo's gonna go. I'm doing it, the text is kind of, the script, I guess, is kind of slanted. So I'm gonna slant my photo. And it's got postmarks and some kind of looks like yellowed Scotch tape. I'm going to do some stitching over that. Just a very interesting piece of paper, but still kind of neutral. And it's kind of pink, and there are lots of pinks in the photo. So before I do anything, I'm going to do the stenciling. And I think I'm going to go with, let's see, in these colors, I don't want it to be real. There's a Victorian velvet color that might work. I don't want it to be real dark. So I'm going to try Victorian velvet, and I'm going to apply it with this kind of brush. This is what I got it from scrapbook.com on a special, and I'm putting this, let me get this down here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm putting the splatter, the stencil is all splatters, and I'm using this big impressive splatter here. And I know that I'm going to put this Bramble Fox tab that says best photo over on the other side. So I'm going to do the splatter over on this side. And I know Julie Taylor, when she does splatters or lots of kinds of stenciling, she outlines them. And I love that look, and I thought about doing that. But I almost think because I'm going to have some stitching next to it, I think I'll leave it like it is. Now, I used what I'm calling the top part of that splatter up there. I'm going to use the bottom part down here, and it's going to go right next to the title. And the title is kind of a mauve color, and I thought this Victorian velvet would look, if I'd used a bright pink, then that would have made the title look kind of dull, but this is sort of muted, and I think it's going to, so that's kind of what that looks like. Let me make sure that's okay. Now that I've got that there, again, before I do the photo, I want to do the stamping. And I'll get my big stamp block for this big one. And I'm going to stamp in black, which is going to be kind of some of the only contrast there. And I think it's going to be necessary to properly frame the photo. And I want my stamp to overlap the splatter. And I've also realized that the stamp is going to be covered a little bit by the tab that's going to go there. So there's my top stamping. Now I'm going to use a smaller block for the bottom stamp. Let's see. That'll look fine. That'll look like that stitching is kind of sticking out from behind, which it is. It looks like that because it is like that. I'm going to do this here, and these rubber stamps really do a good job. I'm also going to stitch in these corners. And I think I'm going to go off the page, so I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to do the untangly part of the stamp, kind of like so, and I'll do the same thing here, and that kind of draws your eye to what I think is kind of a cool element on the page. And let's make sure that you can see what I'm doing here. That kind of went off the page, and I'm going to try to, since it's messy stitching, that doesn't matter as much as it might if I were doing something more perfect, or trying to be more perfect. Okay, so here we go. With this, I'm going to put the stamps and block away. Where's my ink here? Okay, now let's get this photo on here. This is going to be a very simple page, but it's going to have, for me, some special elements. I love the stenciling, and I love the stamped stitching, and oh, how I love the title. I'm going to glue the title so that it kind of overlaps the photo. So I'll put a little glue there, and then I'm going to kind of be pushing the bottom of the bottom of the title, or the bottom of the photo, down flush with the background, because I'm kind of pressing on it. I'm trying to clean some of the glue out from in between the letters here. I got a little bit more than I wanted. So let me do this. See how that's kind of pushing that down, and that's why I put the foam towards the center and left the ends, so that the edges, so that they were not, so that they could come down without the foam. I'm not sure what I'm trying to explain here. Then let me get this on. And this is going to slide under the photo. Another reason I left a margin there. And now I have a couple of hearts. That I think I normally do overlapping hearts, but I think I'd prefer these. I'm not going to try to force them to overlap, but I'll do them at an angle. Okay, and now I have a couple of these came from the let me show you the Paper Snips number 49, and I used a special die that came with it. But I think instead of using one of these, just kind of keeping with my sort of monochromatic color scheme, I think I'm going to fussy cut this pink butterfly from the Paper Snips. And I know you just love watching me fussy cut. That's kind of that's why you watch YouTube, right? Is to see somebody who's bad with scissors try to cut out a shape on camera. And I'm not gonna overdo it. What I like about this butterfly is not only is it pink and it goes with the color scheme, but it has a pattern, a script pattern on it, so it goes along with the script and the writing, the whole idea of writing your own story. And okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of foam behind this and adhere it somewhere, which at the moment I'm not sure where. Maybe here by the title. I really want to concentrate most of the elements on the page here on the around the photo cluster. And of course I'm having trouble pulling that off. We'll do that. And what I may do now is add a few black splatters. And I'm going to have to, because I didn't anticipate wanting to do that, I didn't pull, and I've got my turntable involved in some wiring, and I'm just going to take the plain black Dilutions ink and I'm going to cover up my glue now. And I'm going to take this paper and kind of cover the areas that I don't want splattered. And that was a nice splattering, and I got a little bit on the photo there. So I'll get a little on the photo over here as well. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted it to do, and I will carefully kind of show you this without lifting it up. I'm afraid the splatters would drip. I even got some splatters on the butterfly, which is good. So there's my stitching, and I'm writing with this page. I write another chapter in our story, and as I'm filming this, it's the 8th, which is a special date for the two of us, and I would normally be I'd spend some time being sad, but the memory I have of this date 3 years ago, it is great. It was a very hopeful day when we kind of felt like things might turn around, and they didn't, but that doesn't mean that this day isn't remembered for how much hope and promise it held. So thank you for watching, and be sure and check out all of the goodies at Bramble Fox. As I have shown you, I've used stencil and perspextives from several different collections and sets, and I've been a Foxbox subscriber since I very first heard of them, and they're 7 years in business now, so probably right around close to 7 years, and I love them. So thank you for watching. Bye. And I appreciate any feedback you can give me about the camera angle. I tried, this one is stacked on 2 boxes, and I'm hoping that gave a better kind of overhead view of the page. I'm not sure about the lighting, what that does to the lighting on the page. So be sure and let me know. I'll take any and all suggestions. Trying to get this all kind of worked out before my surgery in a week. So, and when you're viewing this, actually, it'll be the day after my surgery has happened. So hopefully I'll be on that'll be the start of being on the mend. So, and the reduction of pain or elimination of pain would be nice. So thanks for watching. Bye.